There's a serenity that washes over you when you step into a life less cluttered. It's a feeling that can be hard to describe, but once you experience it, you know it's something special. The noise of the world fades away and you find yourself enveloped in a profound sense of peace. It's like stumbling upon a quiet clearing in the woods, a place untouched by the chaos of everyday life where you can breathe deeply and feel truly alive. The beauty of such a place lies in its simplicity, in the way it invites you to slow down and just be. Sunlight filters through the leaves, dappling the forest floor with a gentle golden light. Each beam of light seems to tell a story, whispering secrets of the forest to those who are willing to listen. It's a reminder of the beauty that exists in the world, often hidden in plain sight. The air is still, filled only with the whisper of the wind and the chirping of birds. These natural sounds create a symphony that soothes the soul, a melody that speaks to the heart. In this tranquil atmosphere, you can feel the stress and worries of life melting away. This is what it feels like to embrace simplicity. A sense of coming home to yourself. It's a feeling of being grounded, of reconnecting with what truly matters. In these moments, you realize that happiness doesn't come from having more, but from appreciating what you already have. For me, the journey towards simplicity began with a yearning for stillness. I craved a break from the constant noise and busyness that seemed to define my life. I wanted to find a space where I could hear my own thoughts, where I could reconnect with my inner self. I was exhausted by the relentless pursuit of more possessions, more commitments, more distractions. It felt like I was constantly chasing something, but I didn't even know what that something was. The more I acquired, the emptier I felt. It felt like I was on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but going nowhere. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't escape the feeling of being stuck. I realized that I needed to step off the treadmill and find a new path, one that led to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. I longed for a life that was slower, more intentional, a life where I could take the time to appreciate the little things, to savor each moment. I wanted to live in a way that was true to myself rather than constantly trying to meet the expectations of others. A life where I could savor each moment, connect with my true self, and find joy in the simple things. I began to see that the key to happiness wasn't in accumulating more, but in letting go of what no longer served me. It was about finding contentment in the present moment. It was in the quiet moments, away from the noise and chaos of the world, that I began to hear my own inner voice again. This voice, which had been drowned out for so long, started to guide me towards a simpler, more fulfilling life. It reminded me of what truly mattered, and that voice was guiding me towards a life of simplicity, a life where I could find peace and contentment, not in the pursuit of more, but in the appreciation of less. It was a journey of rediscovery, of finding my way back to what truly mattered. We often underestimate the weight of our possessions, not just their physical weight, but the weight they exert on our minds and souls. Each item we own demands our attention, our energy, our time. It's a subtle burden, but it's there nonetheless. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks. You might not feel the full weight at first, but as you continue to walk, the burden grows heavier with each step. It's the same with our possessions. They weigh us down, preventing us from moving freely through life. When we let go of things, we create space. Space in our homes, yes, but more importantly, space in our minds. This mental decluttering allows us to breathe more deeply, to think more clearly, to feel more present. It's a liberation, a shedding of unnecessary weight that allows us to soar. Imagine the freedom of walking through life unburdened, with a lightness in your step and a clarity in your mind. The process of decluttering is not just about removing physical items. It's about making conscious choices about what we allow into our lives. It's about understanding that our time and energy are finite resources. By letting go of what no longer serves us, We make room for what truly matters. We create an environment that supports our well-being and nurtures our growth. It's a journey, and it requires patience and persistence, but the rewards are profound. A life with less clutter is a life with more freedom, more joy, and more peace. So, take a moment to look around. What can you let go of today? What small step can you take towards a lighter, more intentional life? Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each item you release is a step towards a more liberated you. Embrace the journey of decluttering and discover the profound impact it can have on your life. It's a path to greater clarity, deeper peace, and a more meaningful existence. This mental decluttering allows us to breathe more deeply, to think more clearly, to feel more present. It's a liberation, a shedding of unnecessary weight that allows us to soar. Just as our homes can become cluttered with possessions, our lives can become cluttered with obligations. We say yes to every request, commit to every event, and fill our calendars to the brim. We mistake busyness for importance, productivity for purpose, but in the process we lose sight of what truly matters. We sacrifice our time, our energy, and our peace of mind for things that often bring us little joy or fulfillment. Creating space in our lives isn't selfish, it's essential. It allows us to reconnect with ourselves, to nurture our passions, to pursue our dreams. When we say no to the things that drain us, we say yes to the things that nourish us. One of the greatest gifts of simplicity is the freedom to set your own pace. It allows you to break free from the relentless rush of modern life and find a rhythm that truly resonates with your soul. In a world that's constantly urging us to speed up, to do more, to be more, it's easy to lose touch with our own natural rhythms. The constant noise and pressure can drown out the quiet voice within us that knows what we truly need. But when we simplify our lives, we create the space to listen to our inner wisdom. We begin to notice the subtle cues from our bodies and minds, guiding us towards what feels right and nourishing. We can wake up when our bodies naturally wake, not when the alarm clock dictates. This gentle awakening sets a peaceful tone for the day, allowing us to start with intention and mindfulness. We can work on projects that inspire us, not just those that pay the bills. Engaging in activities that spark joy and creativity can lead to a more fulfilling and balanced life. We can spend time with people who fill our cups, not just those who expect something from us. Building meaningful connections and nurturing relationships that uplift us becomes a priority. This is not about being lazy or unproductive. It's about living in alignment with our values and priorities. It's about finding a balance that allows us to thrive, to be our best selves, and to live a life that feels true to who we are. Simplicity is not about deprivation, it's about appreciation. It's about finding joy in the small, everyday moments that we often overlook. The warmth of the sun on our skin, the taste of a perfectly ripe strawberry, the sound of laughter shared with loved ones. When we slow down and pay attention, we discover that these seemingly ordinary moments are actually quite extraordinary. They are the building blocks of a meaningful life, the threads that weave together the tapestry of our days. Embracing simplicity is about savoring these moments, allowing ourselves to be fully present, and finding gratitude for the abundance that already exists in our lives. The movement towards simplicity is more than just a trend. It's a quiet revolution. From minimalism to slow living to voluntary simplicity, people are choosing to opt out of the consumerist culture that tells us we need more to be happy. We're realizing that true happiness and fulfillment come not from what we own, but from how we live. It's about prioritizing experiences over possessions, connection over consumption, and purpose over profit. This is not about judging others for their choices, but about making conscious decisions that align with our own values. The beauty of simplicity is that it's accessible to everyone. It doesn't require wealth or status or any special skills. It simply requires a willingness to let go of what no longer serves us and to embrace a more intentional way of living. Start small, declutter a drawer, say no to one commitment. Create a morning routine that nourishes your soul. These small acts of simplicity may seem insignificant, but they have a ripple effect, creating a sense of calm and clarity that extends to all areas of our lives. Remember, simplicity is not about deprivation, it's about liberation. Imagine life as a tapestry. The threads of our experiences, our relationships, our possessions all intertwine to create the fabric of our days. When we accumulate too much, the tapestry becomes heavy and tangled. It's hard to see the beauty, the intricate patterns, the moments that truly matter. But when we simplify, we begin to unravel the knots, to create space between the threads. We can see each element more clearly, appreciate its unique beauty, and understand how it contributes to the overall design. Simplicity allows us to appreciate the artistry of our lives, to see the beauty in the ordinary, and to find joy in the present moment. Choosing simplicity is a radical act of self-love. It's about reclaiming our time, our energy, and our attention. It's about saying no to the things that drain us and yes to the things that nourish us. It's about creating a life that is aligned with our values and priorities. In a world that is constantly vying for our attention, simplicity is a gift we give ourselves. It's the gift of presence, of awareness, of living each moment to the fullest. And in the stillness, we find ourselves, we find our joy, we find our freedom.